Greetings! Dickie from Red Room Audio here to introduce you to Palette, our thematic professional orchestral series. This video covers the flagship library Symphonic Sketchpad, a 24GB comprehensive collection of strings, woodwinds, brass, choir, percussion, piano, harp, and modern trailer tools. The Palette series is debuting with 3 additional products we call brush packs that feature melodic legato leads, orchestral effects, and runs and arpeggios. I invite you to check out the videos dedicated to those libraries so you can see how the Palette series can work together to create a complete orchestral writing solution. Now let's dig in. Like all the other products in the Palette series, Symphonic Sketchpad is NKS compatible and works with the free Kontakt Player as well as the full version. Symphonic Sketchpad consists of 16 different instrument patches, but they all have very similar interfaces which are straightforward and pretty simple to use, so I'll run through the basics here. Before I begin, 2 handy quick tips about the GUI. First, if you'd like to save screen real estate, you can narrow the GUI by clicking the small double arrows in the bottom left corner, and then clicking the exclamation point at the top right of the contact window. To go back to full width, just repeat the process. Second, if you're ever unclear on what a control does, just hover over it, and some handy help text appears at the bottom of Kontakt. Now back to the tour. Articulations are shown here and selected via key switches by default. However, using our articulation control system, you can easily assign different triggering rules. Just click an articulation strip to see its current setup here. An asterisk means it's currently selected for editing, and red signifies the last played articulation. So after you select one, then you can set its triggering rule to key switch, velocity, CC, note range, sustained pedal position, or any combination of these. You can even add a second rule for a more customized setup. There's more information in the Palette manual, which you can find on our website. You'll also notice that when you change your triggering method, it gets updated here next to its name, so you can always see your setup at a glance. We recorded 3 mic positions: close, deca, tree, and hall. Here you can adjust the mix, pan, and widen, route to different outputs, and also purge the mics you don't need. Our performance hall is fairly dry, which allows you to easily blend Palette with other libraries using your favorite reverbs. The settings section contains controls for round-robin performance and release tail volume. The HQ Velocity Crossfade button uses filters to smooth transitions between dynamic layers on the short articulations. It does use a little bit more CPU though, so be mindful of that. And lastly, the velocity controls set the velocity curve type and minimum and maximum velocity levels. The effects rack allows you to load up to 8 effects with adjustable parameters, useful for adding reverb, compression, or saturation, among other things. So now on to the instruments themselves. Our strings, brass, and woodwinds were each recorded as both full orchestral ensembles and smaller chamber ensembles, so you can choose the most appropriate for your composition. Both sizes have the exact same articulations. So first, let's check out the strings. There are performance sliders at the bottom of the GUI that vary per instrument. By default, dynamics are assigned to CC1, or the mod wheel, expression to CC11, vibrato to CC4, and any other specialized techniques like tremolo or flutter tone to CC2. But of course, all of these can be changed to suit your template with a right click. Here are the chamber strings. Here are the woodwinds. And now the smaller chamber ensemble. Now let's take a listen to the brass. And the chamber. The percussion patch features 8 of the most commonly used atonal orchestral percussion instruments with hits, rolls, and other performance techniques. Without loading an additional patch, you can perform rolls with the mod wheel on the gran cassa, snare, cymbals, triangle, and tambourine. Each instrument has adjustable EQ, volume, panning, and tuning controls. And you can also purge the ones you don't need. Down in the settings panel, you'll notice a unique control called roll to hit. This adds an accented hit to the end of any roll. The dedicated timpani patch has a playable range for both right and left-hand hits. And a third range for the rolls, which work the same as the percussion patch and can be performed with the mod wheel. Symphonic Sketchpad also features 3 other tonal percussion instruments: tubular bells, xylophone, and glockenspiel. The Steinway B grand piano was recorded in the same hall as the orchestra and sounds beautiful by default. Controls for adjusting the tone from dark to light and configurable pedal noise means you can easily customize the timbre to the feel of your template. And now on to the concert harp. Now we're well aware that realistic performance is tricky to get right in the virtual world, so we've tried to make it easy with 2 different modes. Normal mode plays chromatically with adjustable velocity and tone. We've also made it easy to perform realistic glissandi in different keys and modes by simply selecting the root key, scale, and speed, and then playing the lowest and highest notes, and the engine will do the rest. Of course, you can also just manually sweep up and down the keys. Only notes within the selected key and scale will be active, so you can't get it wrong. pedal mode changes the architecture of the patch to perform more like an actual concert harp, and shows how a real harp's pedals would move as you sweep up and down on the white keys of the keyboard. On an 88-key controller, you can use the 7 trios of black keys to change pedal positions. There's more about pedal mode in the manual. For the choir, we recorded sustains and staccatos for 3 vowels, ah, o, and m. Using our articulation control system, it's very easy to isolate the men or women, or layer them for the full choir. No modern scoring solution is complete without a comprehensive set of trailer tools, so we designed over 250 sounds in 7 categories. Use the drop-down menu here to select your category, and those samples are then mapped across the keyboard. For the Brahms, there's also an octave of key switches that sets their pitch. There are lots of ways to shape the sounds, including adjustable start and end handles, 11 different types of filters, envelope controls, and a wobble control that sends an LFO signal to volume, panning, filter cutoff, or pitch, making it easy to create dramatic stuttering motion. As a bonus, we've included a simple dual-layer subtractive synth patch, so you don't have to step out of Symphonic Sketchpad to create pulses, sine wave basses, or other electronic elements. The 22 waveforms, filter module, wobble, LFO, unison controls, and effects rack can transform simple waveforms into complex sounds. So there you have it. Palette Symphonic Sketchpad is available now at redroomaudio.com. There you can also check out product manuals, watch other videos, and listen to audio demos. I hope you have as much fun making music with Palette as we had bringing it to you. Thanks for tuning in.